Good morning, YouTubers. It's Paul, and I'm happy to be back with you again. It's Paul, and Brad will be here a little later tonight when we thank you profusely for what you've done to help us keep going on. Hey, how are you, YouTubers? It's Paul, your manservant and sometimes host of Living Happily Gay. I'm always the host, but you take the reins of this show and you go with it where you want it to go. It should be that way because this is audience participation only. I have to practice for when we do this live because I really would like you to carry the load a little bit, but you'll enjoy every moment of it, especially when we give you full credit, your remote editors for this craft, and just we'll get you hooked up in this biz. We'll all be making tons of cash. Yeah, right. Anyway, YouTubers, I have such a jumbled up in my mind thoughts that are coming through today. And I would think that anybody who's got a little bit of a brain is somewhat muddled now too. Why, you ask? You didn't ask, but why? Well, there's a couple of things going on here. Number one, yeah, we'll do this properly later, but thank you for what you've done, how you've done it. Your persistence, your voice, your finger pressing a subscribe button or a like button or a comment button. We're here to deliver material to give you something to grasp upon and that that you can grab a hold of and do something with. And it's a tasty show basically, but there's a lot of tasty shows out there, and I love every one of them. I think it's great because they're basically public access within reason. I mean, we don't want any nuts out there extolling jihads, but at any rate, I am very grateful to you. Yes, we did pass two goals that I was hoping that would come about, and we did. We passed through our 12,000 subscription mark. We seem a little stuck there lately, but I think that's because you all are busy, or maybe I've been more boring. I don't know. It's probably a combination of both. I like to think that. But also, now this is one that stands the test of time. Two things actually. Over 50 uploads, which means at least I haven't been just playing with myself, and I have been doing some concrete work besides that. Although sometimes that makes the sheets stick together like concrete, but that's another story. And it's been very, very gratifying to know that when I looked at the history of where we started, and I think we first started filming, it was around Labor Day of 2016. I mean, they have us in Social Blade as having started in July or something of that nature, but we didn't get any films out then. I was very reticent about it because I didn't know where we were going to go, and I had no friends in the biz, and you weren't there, and I was all alone. And Brad doesn't really, he's getting cool with it now, but he was a little bit off-centered when it came to what he feels about this medium. And in a way he's right. We've made $1.46. You would think that you would do better than that, but I guess there's just so much volume that gets put out by so many people who have millions of followers and billions of views that my half a million views is it's what it is. It's a small number, And I was told that yesterday by somebody at TubeBuddy who said, "Oh, gee, we can get a special rate for you, someone with a small site like yours." I said, "Well, yeah. Is there a discount?" He said, "Yeah, it'll be half price." I said, "Was there also a discount for smaller penises?" He didn't get that at all. I said that in the email. He said, "Does this mean you want to keep continuing to get TubeBuddy?" I said, "Yeah, I do." But he missed it. I said, "Well, I thought it would be a $5 discount for, a less than 9-inch male member of, essential member of my life." But no, but we're still small, evidently. So I find that to be, it's a little bit deflating, but not as small as it was when it was 50,000 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, and God knows I think at one time it was only 50 subscribers. So yeah, we're going places. We're going places. We're doing things. We're getting there because of you. Okay, now here's the deal. Rainbow Band, I really am in a quandary because this lovely bit of personal achievement news is not exactly where my head is at, and I don't know necessarily, how I feel about approaching this whole kind of madness. It was interesting, just in breakfast conversation a couple of weeks ago, after it was after Charlottesville, Virginia, and it was after New York, no, it was after Las Vegas. And I said to Brad, "Don't get so puffed up about this one, because you could bet your dollar that we're going to have another one of these events occur in the near future." He said, "No, you're such a pessimist." I said, "No, I'm not. I just feel that there's so many people unchained out there, and it's still the summertime basically, and people are taking advantage of the seasonality where there's a lot of people still walking around in our cities in U.S. and Canada, and there's still fun on the street, there's festivals, there's Oktoberfests and those kind of things where people gather, going or coming to football games, hockey, basketball games. Oh, God knows there's going to be a huge, and I better not be literal, but there's going to be a huge amount of people out in the highways and byways and malls of our continent with Black Friday, and I hate Black Friday. What a ridiculous thing it is. I'm not buying before I have any money, to pay for it all, but because I already have done that a few times and it sucks. But I said to him then, and forgive me for being, a little bit verbose, "Brad, I bet we're going to be, having something again very, very soon, and we as in the gay community, and certainly people at large who had empathy for us, we came out en masse, as we should have, to discuss our horror at the events that occurred in Orlando way back, where there was, I guess, 53 victims to some madness with a gun." And I said to Brad, let's not even ponder where it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And I was just thinking this morning, I said, damn if I didn't say that to him. And when you start thinking about the individual events that have occurred just in the last month and a half, I think we started small, didn't we? With Charlottesville, Virginia, but it was a very vocal crowd, and it was a bad scene that night. And I'm not even so sure that we're including. I'm not so sure when San Bernardino. I think that might have been either early last winter or last fall of 16. But at any rate, it was after Orlando. and I guess that was 38 people at the banquet hall. But just in Charlottesville, let's go easy here. Then we were confronted with London, and I believe it was 8 to 12 people. I mean, we don't count them the way we used to now. It's just a mass of people. And then there was our fine man in Las Vegas, and at a country concert across from the Mandalay Bay on the Strip, and I think he took with him, and I guess he's still alive, but he took over 30 lives. And then we had New York just a few days ago, using the now very popular run a truck into a public transit stop where people are waiting. In this case, we had joggers out because it was a nice evening. I think it was in the afternoon. It was a nice afternoon. And now we had a little town that probably never ever would have been heard of, never probably would have been traveled to, and I believe is only of about 2,800 people or less than that. I guess it's called Sutherland Springs, Texas, and that's somewhere up in the north of Dallas. And I said, you know, that's more than the event in Orlando. It's more than Sandy Hook in Connecticut. It's more than Virginia Tech. So in the last 6 weeks, not in one place, I'll buy that, I will concede, but we've had in this Western civilization, we've had, oh no, yeah, let's not forget Paris, they're in there too. We've had around 70 or so people that have lost their lives due to people that are erratically insane with whatever inspiration they had and took us off the face of the earth. And that really threw me for a loop because, yeah, I mean, the count is still, it's one of these odometer things, just because it's a death meter, it just keeps going and going and going and going. And maybe it's not as effective when it's not either a group trapped in a nightclub on the Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando, or, you know, a pair of beautiful cubes tumbling down to the ground, i.e. World Trade Center. And, you know, Brad and I were just in that general neighborhood right across from the World Trade Center 3 weeks ago. And we were going to go to the 9/11 memorial, but we didn't go because we saw enough, and we were tired. And I hate New York. I was born there, and I hate it because it's just too crowded. I don't like honking. I think it's rude. I don't like, you know, the people are just out of control. That's what you call making money in the big city. People who love New York probably grew up in a town that was boring, so they're fulfilled with all kinds of stimuli that they never had. Really, what does one say? What does one do to make sense of it, or is there no way to make sense of it? And if there's not, what's wrong with us? Because we're going on with our lives, and I guess until there's something that happens in a random way where we are, and then all of a sudden we're involved either indirectly or, you know, or certainly emotionally if we're in that environment, or, you know, either wounded or given our last day to be on this earth, certainly unexpected, especially if it's a happy event that people gather for, like a football game or something. So, you know, I just don't know how much people are willing to say is okay. Second Amendment, yeah, absolutely. You know, we love our amendments. I don't think any amendment other than the second is quoted as much as it is. But I just am pretty, maybe beyond even giving a commentary on it, because it just keeps rolling along. I mean, what does one say? Why do Americans own half of the registered guns in the world? Half. We constitute about, what, 8 or 9% of the world's population? Maybe a little more than that, but not that much more. And we solve everything with a shootout. Well, of course, bombings are big too, and running your car over someone is also big. But the big winner here is the gun and the automatic weaponry. I don't understand, why it's so difficult to, to keep these things out of people's hands. Does a hunter or someone for defense, do they need anything like that? I mean, if you've put a bullet well placed in a perpetrator's abdomen or in his temple, he's probably going to be not bothering you anymore. And I don't know, I don't know why the concept of needing a magazine that shoots 100 rapid fire blasts of death needs to be in our marketplace, legal or otherwise. And I heard a senator from Georgia say that, well, they really don't, the laws work, they just need to be enforced. Well, that's the problem. The enforcement must really suck, because it's not happening. So I just want you guys to think about that, and I would like you to, if you're so bent and so enraged as I am. Remember Howard Beale in the movie Network when he said, "I'm as mad as hell and I'm not gonna take this anymore," and then everybody gets out to their fire escape or apartment building, and they show this whole block in Manhattan in a hot July summer saying, "We're as mad as hell and we're not gonna take this anymore." And yeah, they should have been, because they've been getting shit on for all these years, and they've been getting bullshit answers from the politicians all these years. The money people in this country still kind of do what they do. They're just still making their bucks and still fucking around with our lives, and we're still pawns. And maybe every 4 years they come and see our pitiful little towns and say, well, we're going to make things better for you. I think they've been trying to do that since I Like Ike back in the 50s. It's kind of funny, but it's not funny at all, because where have we progressed? Technologically, absolutely. Could I do almost a professional quality film for you without the aid of the stuff that we have now? Absolutely not. I mean, this is a pretty sharp studio that I'm working in, and it takes up 1/10 of my home, and it looks like it's built for good mystical morning. It's just one of those kind of things that it transcends logic. I said it to Brad, at least, well, I might not be a millionaire from this venue, but after I go, you'll have more conversations with me on digital and forever. So you're not going to miss me a day. If you want to pick out we'll file it all according to subject that I talked about, and you'll always have those particular things to keep you company, and you get a twink, and then he'll handle the rest, and the both of you then, after you're finished, can watch my histrionics. Well, I try not to be that way. I'm not that hysterical a person, but I am pretty pissed. And don't let my kind face and smile belie the fact that I feel incredible frustrations in this early part, soon to be mid part of this 21st century, I don't think we're going in the direction that will bring us to a level where we can actually feel more civilized. We probably overall have less shootings of citizenry one-on-one, which is crime of passion, stabbings, poisonings, whatever they do, strangulations, suffocations, chemical burns, whatever. But this mass murder crap has gotten to be a lot worse, and I know that's true. You can check any crime record that would, show national statistics on individual crimes, one-on-one versus 1 on 50, 1 on 30, 1 on who knows how many. And it's going to be that way someday. It's if somebody doesn't stop a guy, they're gonna take out as many people as were lost at the World Trade Center. And that's a scary thought in itself. So just be not so willing to just have a ball today and have a hell of a good time, because I want that for you and I want that for me. I want that for everyone. But the danger's real, and I reek of discontent because of the fact that I know it doesn't have to be this way. I mean, I saw the list of the most gun-toting nations on the face of this earth now, and we're just a little, well, actually we're quite a bit ahead of the country behind us, which is Yemen. And every other nation on this list was from the Middle East. Surprise! I think Russia was on there too. Not so surprised about that. But it just, as one of my favorite neighbors who used to live here would comment on everything that she didn't like. It's just not right. In this particular case, ma'am, you're absolutely correct. It's just not right. And I don't know what to tell you other than the fact that it's been a long, challenging time for us to make sense of this. And I think a lot of people who are very, very sensible are very scared to realize that there's probably not going to be much done about this. I think you're going to have to take it in faith that you're going to be removed from specific places where a terrorist or just some idiot might have a gun with him and just assume that it's not your day to go yet. If it is, you'll find that out too. But I love you guys. I mean, I love you. I know it's difficult to get into a way of motivating you, because this is a fun channel. It's hard to have fun though when there's so much crap going on. Hell, I want to have fun with you too. I loved my sing-alongs. Maybe I'm the only one who loved them, but I enjoyed that. So please just think along those lines. This beats what we all shed tears for in Orlando. Yes, it was ours. They were our people. And someone who was very homophobic because of his own life, he couldn't deal with it, and so he took people out. And that did suck. But these other lives are just as precious. And like I say, they add them up, and they dwarf Orlando now. That's not good. Anyway, when we come back this evening, since I addressed this issue, and then Brad will have a busy day of work, and I don't think he really wants to talk about this kind of stuff. I don't think he's ever really felt comfortable looking at a side of the country that he kind of really doesn't want to admit is there, although he knows it is. Now, this is a man who loves American history. He taught American history in a college in Fort Lauderdale for several years, and he's a flag waver. Well, I wave my flag, but it's white, unfortunately. They don't shoot. No, and I admired that about him because I didn't think they made him that way anymore, but they did. And he might be a future fossil, but I like his principles. But for someone like that, it's very frustrating. And I don't know, I just don't know how one deals with it when one is that idealistic. It's scary because his dark side is very convincing. It makes me feel pretty dark myself. I can't say he's wrong though. My brothers, just give it a little bit of a thought. If you know of people that seem to be a little unstable, maybe you can tell somebody. Don't get involved with telling them that they need help because that's going to make them incensed, but maybe work around them. I mean, we all know people that seem a little bit odd or off, and don't ruffle anybody to change their behaviors to more quickly do what they want to do, but just tell somebody. So somebody's aware. And then if 2 or 3 people watch a person and they are, maybe concur that there's something going on, they can catch something in time. They'll never know. Because things slip sometimes. It might be subtle, but things slip. So that's it for now, guys and gals. It's about, what is it, the new time now? Oh, it's late. It's about lunchtime. I want to thank you again for the 500,000 views, the 50 uploads for you, and for now going on, I guess, 15,000 subscribers. It's a good feeling. I guess I'll feel gooder, better when when a check comes in from Google and it's not pennies. Actually, no, because then they only send. I said please send a check when it's over $100. So that probably, when we add up all these $2, $1.50 checks, things like that, I guess I'll get one next year. That's why I'm still working, folks, because I have to. But today I took off because I needed it. I didn't sleep last night. I had a lot of back pain from the car accident, but I feel great today. I don't know why. Take advantage of it, folks. I'm not a Earl Crab, and I'm not a pissy queen. And I love you. And among all the challenges there are, I am living happily gay because of my partner, because of my family pets, because of you, and because we're enlightened more than most people are, and that's special. So, adios, hasta luego, ciao, and bon après-midi, and bon déjeuner. Have a real good middle of the day, and we'll check in with you tonight. It's not going to be anything big, but good night. For now, we love you. This is for Australia. And we're gonna be with you as long as you let us be. You're the one we do it for. We love you. Goodbye, babes. Paul signing off. Take care. We'll see you later. Hopefully in a happier frame of mind. Thank you.